do every week, we're going to begin with a pledge to the flag of this great nation. Don Gilmartin from APRIS will lead us in the pledge. Right hand over your heart.
Good morning, everybody.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming out today. We're going to do things a little differently this morning, and it just kind of strange to me. Like last Friday, I talked about let's just hope we could come one Friday and everything is great in the world, and then it hit our world, you know. So it puts a lot of things in perspective for all of us. We all know folks that were affected by this. I mean, it's personal. When you watch it on television, it's other people's things. It's not. It's a television show. But people that we work with, people that we know every day, that we talk to, our friends, our neighbors, affected by this. And I was speaking with our friend from the city, and I said, you know, as bad as everything is, actually some good comes out of it. I looked and I watched as a community came together, and that's kind of, we kind of tussled whether we should meet today, and I said, no, I think we should all come together because we're a community, and we should, you know, join in trying to help out. And that's kind of what we're hoping we're able to do today. And I was just so proud of how Anaheim Hills and the surrounding area came together to help out one another. It was absolutely amazing. People lost their homes. That's terrible. I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours. So what? Nobody lost their life, and that's just absolutely amazing. When I look at the surrounding area, I mean, it was ripe for tragedy. And at the end of the day, even though folks lost their homes, everybody's going to wake up tomorrow, and that's absolutely a blessing. And you know, again, like I said last Friday, it's just that we're not promised tomorrow, and to wake up and to be here this morning with all of you, and that this is still here, and that you're all still here, is an absolute blessing from God. So with that, we're going to do things a little differently. We're going to have we have a couple folks that we wanted you to hear from, and just have them come up as a panel. Everyone knows Ron Siegel, Mindy's other half. You're a special man, Ron. That's how I say. Also, I would like to bring up Gina. Pedigo. Pedigo. She is with the City of Anaheim Community Services, and she's running the Community Service Center up here at the East Anaheim Community Center, right up the road. So and I also want to bring up Christin and Loomis from First Team up the hill, and they're also putting together something to help out the community. So if you guys could come up, and Ron, you can run the show here, buddy.
So thanks, Sean. So I was really excited that we were able to chat with the city, and they were able to send somebody over to help us. But anybody have a cell phone here? I mean, in the sense of where we're at, grab your cell phones real quick, and then go into your wherever you do your text messaging, and just find somebody that you haven't talked to in a while that you care about, and send them a message. And just put in the message, I care about you, or I love you, or I'm thinking about you, or something like that. Can everyone do that real quick? It's amazing what happens when you get a room of 50 people that go and start that kind of a chain going around. So take a couple seconds and just send that out. Emojis don't count. Sorry, Mindy. And hopefully, while you're doing that, I'm just going to share with our Facebook. We're not doing a live radio show today, guys. We're doing a recorded show, so we can actually bring you some information from the city of Anaheim, from Christina here, who's actually spearheading some helping of people. The whole idea, we got a room of 50 people. There were 5,000 families that were evacuated last week, or earlier, it was this week. Holy cow, it seems like forever. On Monday, 5,000 families were evacuated from their homes. Think about the strength of this room. There's maybe 50 people in here, 60 people in here, whatever that number is. It's a real estate community. I look at the real estate community as being a gateway to every city, every community. And if we have 50 people in this room that can reach out to 20 people today and share the information that Gina and Christina are going to give us, we're going to reach 20% of the people that were evacuated. That's a pretty staggering number. So what we really want to do is I'm going to turn it over to Gina. Gina is from Anaheim City Services? Community Services. And they're going to be opening up probably 10 minutes ago, a Community Service Center. And one of the things that I found that was fascinating when I was talking to the people at Anaheim Fire and Rescue was there's a lot of things that we don't even think about that are going to be going through and happening with the folks that were evacuated or lost everything and anywhere in between. And thankfully the city is being proactive in putting together this center to help people. So why don't you take it from there, and then we'll see if we have some questions, and then we'll get you out of here because I know that you've got to get over there and help people.
Thank you. My name is Gina Pedigo. Good morning. I'm the Senior Program Specialist Community Services for the City of Anaheim. And on behalf of the Anaheim Community Foundation, thank you so much for having me today. The Anaheim Community Foundation's mission is to build community through people, partnership, and pride. And since 1984, the all-volunteer board has assisted a multitude of programs, including youth programs, senior assistance, and the Ocana Nature Center, which is right over the hill, one of my favorite places. In addition, we are able to create special funds for emergency situations like now for Anaheim residents who have been affected by the Canyon Fire 2. The foundation has been designated as the organization to accept cash and monetary donations. And the benefit of using the ACF for those donations is that 100% of the money given will go to assist the victims. There is no administrative fee whatsoever. In addition, we're compiling a resource form for the victims of service, businesses and people in the service industry who are willing to donate or give discounted services for needs like U-Hauls, storage space, things like that. So we're compiling a list for that. And although no in-kind donations have been identified at this point, no need for that, the Eastside Christian Church is accepting some items such as diapers, formula, new bedding, things like that. They're willing to take those donations. So your interest and willingness to support the victims and our friends here in the Anaheim community is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for having me.
So one of the things I wanted to share and that I found fascinating to me was things that we don't even think about that are going to be needed. So I'm going to throw some questions at Gina. Hopefully that'll spur some thoughts to you guys, and not trying to put you on the spot. So if you don't know something, you know, I tell people on radio all the time, if you don't know it, say you don't know it. We're not doing rocket science here. That up there was rocket science. This is just us trying to be helpful. So when I spoke to Michael yesterday, he said that DMV is going to be part of the program. How does that kind of fit in?
That I'm not sure. So I am just, the local assistance center is located at the East Anaheim Gymnasium. And so that is a resource center. FEMA is going to be there. The Anaheim Community Foundation is going to be there as a one-stop shop to assist all the victims in need from the fires. And so DMV, I'm not sure. I'm just coordinating the Anaheim Community Support section of it, so I'm not sure.
Okay, so I'm going to throw some of the things out that I was able to glean when I spoke to them is people that have lost cars, right? I mean, we saw cars on the news, they're gone. DMV is going to have a representation there. There's going to be insurance companies there. Insurance adjusters will be there. As you mentioned, FEMA will be there. There may be it wouldn't surprise me to see some lenders there, because one of the things that ends up happening in times like this is you end up being able to get some forbearances on loans, because we know that that's going to be an issue in certain instances. Another thing that I was able to learn from the conversations is the fire department and police department, the first responders, they are kind of like, if you were kind of think of this as a military operation. So they're out there doing their things, and they've got a plan for everything. So while we think it may be nice to go out there and bring sandwiches and pizza and drinks and things like that to the first responders, we're actually in their way. So they've got that covered. What they've asked us to do that'll be more helpful than that is those things that are great to bring to the shelters and to the victims. They've also said when we bring things, shirts, beds, nightstands, they don't have logistics for those kind of things. The items that are most helpful that we can do is if we can collect gift cards, and it could be for a restaurant, it could be for a Target, a Walmart, wherever. These folks are not going to know what they don't know until they find it. They're at a hotel right now, and they just woke up, and Christina, you and I were chatting about this a little bit ago. They woke up and realized that they didn't have a razor to go to work, right? And maybe they don't even know where their insurance policies are, right? These are all things that at the community center, they're going to have these resources available to help. There's a whole lot of these different things that are going to go on there. Sean's going to talk in a little bit about, and think about this while we're going through some of these things. There are some people that are going to need housing, short-term housing, rental housing. So think about that concept as well. Do you have any that you can help somebody with? And you know, maybe we can. We've got an Anaheim Hills Real Estate Caravan group on Facebook. Hopefully everybody's a member of it. Post those things right on there. If you've got a property that's available, post it there so that your colleagues, our colleagues, can all look to a source. I know it's in the MLS, but you know, sometimes things get slower, or we're waiting for pictures, or we're doing whatever. Do that as an intro. That make sense? Anybody have questions that we can try and answer on that part yet? Christina, why don't you take away what you guys are doing as well?
Okay, great. I'm Christina Loomis, and I am partners with Danny and Aaron Williamson. So the other day was pretty crazy. I was with Erin, and we just sat there on the news and watched her house fall apart and watched it burn down, and I wanted to get sick. And then I look at Erin, and she's got her phone, and she's videotaping the news, and she just starts laughing. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And she goes, you know what? It just put everything in perspective. I got out with my life, with my kids, with my pets, and we'll be good. Right off the bat, as we're sitting there watching her house burn down. So I know the Williamsons have received like so much in donations, and the real estate community is just an awesome community to be a part of, and they're grateful. They're very grateful. But one of their biggest concerns is, well, are the other families who lost their house, are they receiving what we're receiving? They didn't know. So what Aaron and Danny have decided to do was reach out to those other families and have them come to one place where all the donations are going, because we're collecting donations, and pick through the donations and see what they need. So First Team Real Estate is taking donations of gift cards, toiletry items, clothing. Our back room at our office is full right now of donations that have been brought in. So they've been reaching out to the other families and told them to come by our office this Sunday, October 15th from 1 to 5 p.m. And help themselves to whatever they need from the donations that we've been collecting. And Danny and Aaron will be there, and they have great insurance information too for any of the other families. There's little things that you don't think about. And I know a lot of the families dealing with insurance, the insurance is telling them, hey, we're so busy up in Northern California right now, we're going to put you on the back burner. But Danny and Aaron, somehow they got their claim expedited to the front, and they're already processing it and moving forward. So they have a lot of good information. We have a lot of donations. So if you're looking to donate, First Team Real Estate, bring it into our office. Our whole office knows what's going on. Our receptionist, Alicia, will take it, keep it safe, and then Sunday we're going to open it up to the community. First responders, since we love to feed them, and a lot of people want to bring in food, so we just turned it into a big community event. You all are welcome.
What are the hours you're collecting over at First Team?
Today from right now until 5 p.m. someone will be there collecting, and then again on Sunday someone will be there about noon, I think, and then we're having the families come in anytime between 1 and 5. So you could bring your donations in on Sunday as well until 5 p.m.
So the two groups kind of coordinate or work together. So First Team is great doing what they're doing going through Sunday. Anaheim is starting 10 minutes ago, or maybe 20 minutes ago now. What are the hours going to be at the community center there?
The hours at the Anaheim Gymnasium.
Gymnasium,
so
sorry.
It's a little bit different. It's right next door to the community center. The hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2.
Okay, so 9 a.m. to 7, Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturday. And it's at the Anaheim Gymnasium right next to the community center. That's by the police department, right?
Correct.
By the East Hills Police Department. Everyone know where that is?
Yeah.
So you can share that information. And as you see, we've been Facebook living this, so you can share that as well. It's in the Orange County Buzz page, so you can go right there and share that. It's also on my radio page and my personal page. So any questions that anybody has?
Sean does.
Sean does.
I have $168 that we got at the front door today. Where do we take this?
Give it to the city.
Just give you
Actually, give half of it to the city and half of it to First Team.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to take care of that. Thank you guys. That's great for that everybody here really helped out. That's greatly appreciated. Yes.
This donation is just for City of Anaheim, or it goes to the City of Orange? Or...
Question is the donations for the city of Anaheim, or does it go to the Orange and the whole community? So
If you donate to the Anaheim Community Foundation, technically it can go toward all the fire victims, but you can, if you would like, designate your particular donation to go to Anaheim residents.
and First Team said that theirs is going to the first responders and people that come in there. I'm assuming that both of you are qualifying people that come in.
We know who they are.
Oh yeah, right. So we want to make sure those that are watching, we're not going to have any slime balls trying to come in there and take what legitimate people really need. My technical term, slime balls. Yes.
Excuse me. And for people who actually lost their homes, it's actually bigger than people who lost their homes because smoke and fire damage to their homes. So it was like 28 homes, probably times that by 2, maybe 3. People can't move into their their homes. So you're probably looking at 60, 100 that people are looking for rentals, clothes, and all that. So it's not just that 28 or rather numbers that burn down, times that by 3.
So let me repeat that so we can hear it here, that there's more people than just those that lost everything, the 28 structures, because they're using the term structures because sometimes it's a home, sometimes it's a garage, whatever. There's a lot more than that. You're exactly right. There's a lot of people that have smoke damage. They've got soot in the properties. I was chatting with, actually with Don the other night, talking about the idea here that, just because your property didn't burn, that doesn't mean your property is habitable, right? There's people that have allergies and whatnot that can't breathe. They've got to get their houses cleaned and get all these smoke and ash and everything else that they've blown through there. So yeah, you're right. There's going to be a lot more people that are affected than just that. So thanks for sharing that. Other comments, questions?
Yeah, so we have resources available in our community, and we're going to be able to put you in contact with people who can clean out that fire smell. I mean, the soot and ash. We have reputable companies that don't expect any cash up front. So if you guys need to get the names and numbers, we have people in this room right now who are trained professionals who will work directly with you, your clients, your friends, your family. So,
any other questions? Yes.
Just a little tip for everybody. If you go out and you get new filters for your furnace and put them in and sprinkle a little bit of essential oil, peppermint, or eucalyptus, it will help clean out the smell of the house.
So let me repeat that one also. The new filters, put a little eucalyptus or peppermint on those filters.
And that's also good for allergies.
And it'll help for the allergies, essential oils. So great, thanks Karen for sharing that. Remember when you're talking about this, and again, I'm not an insurance person, I just have talked to a lot of them. There's a lot of things that will go into claims that the community that may or may not know about. For instance, if you've been running as Karen said, you run your filter and your air conditioner an extended period of time, save your receipts from when you get your electric bill, because that's an item that could be put onto your claim, right? You don't think about your electric changing. If you're people that are displaced and have to stay in a hotel, most insurance policies have a fair rental value clause in there, so you can get that money back. The difference between what it costs you to eat at home versus what it costs you to eat in a restaurant. Those are items that you can put on your insurance claim. I know that a lot of insurance companies, the agents, are going to be your gatekeeper. They're your advocate, right? Talk to your insurance agent. The companies themselves will put you through to an 800 number that'll call somebody that doesn't care about you. The person that really cares about you people like Eileen, the agents that are out there that are in your community. Go talk to them and let them kind of help you with what you have, what you need, and what you can get. Any other questions, comments? Gina, thank you. We appreciate it. There's information from Gina and from the Community Foundation that's up here. So make sure you grab some of that on the way. Christina, thank you. They're going to be available. Chris Bissonette, you're next.
Not yet.
Oh, sorry.
Not yet, Ron. Ron.
Sorry.
Come on now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you guys take cash?
I can, yes.
$84. Wish we could do more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Ron
everybody.
can. Ron's got all the money in the world. So thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in. Thanks, Lewis.
Now I want to bring up the person who was kind enough to sponsor our meeting today, Miko from Common and Escrow. So take it away. Floor is yours, Miko. And now you're on camera too. You got the whole crowd and all those people watching. So don't.
You're actually not, Sean, you actually pushed her out of the camera. That figures you to do that, Sean.
No, I just want to just say how nice it is to be a part of this community and to see everybody gather together here. It's really remarkable because there's no listings today, and you guys all still came to gather and support the community, so that's amazing. So I'm Miko from Prominent Escrow. We're a local independent escrow company here. We have 5 offices, but I'm part of the North Orange County representation. My office is in Fullerton. We also have one in Brea. The great thing about our company is that we also have Newport Beach, Mission Viejo, Fountain Valley, San Diego, so we can help you out when you have out of the area listings. But the most important thing I want to just make sure that you all know that if your escrow company has cyber theft insurance, it's very important right now. Wire fraud is everywhere. It's, you know, they're trying to get to all the wire, all of our money and trying to get in there. So make sure that you are protected. We do have that. We have several different insurances. So just know that we're here to protect you. We're here to help you and provide a great service, and would love to work with you. So please keep us in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Miko. As Miko stated, we didn't have any properties on Caravan Day. We kind of didn't want to be calling people. We felt that it's kind of intrusive. We didn't want to ask anybody, oh, you want to open up your homes? We kind of let things settle here. Hopefully we'll get back on track next week. Before all this happened, we actually had a gentleman scheduled to come and speak. So I wanted to bring him up. I didn't want him to travel all the way over here to Anaheim Hills and not have opportunity to come up here and talk to us. Mr. Chris Bissonette from Mass Mutual. So Chris.
All right. Well, thanks for having me back. So I think it was a couple months ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
So Ron had asked me to come speak, and I was going to talk more on financial stuff, which I'll get to. But he said maybe I should talk about something relating to the fires. And I thought the best thing to talk about, at least for me, would have been homeowners insurance. Now, I don't provide homeowners insurance. Eileen does that. But I think it's kind of on everyone's mind is what's covered. Is fire covered on homeowners insurance?
Yes.
What about earthquake?
No.
What do you do on earthquake?
Separate policy.
Right? You go through, and who do you go through for that? Yeah, it's like the state, right? So I call my Liberty Mutual, and I'm like, hey, how's the earthquake work? So I think for me,
Chris, you got to call farmers, not Liberty Mutual. Come on, you got to get it
No,
right, man.
that was my guy, but yes. So there was a couple other things I found interesting with homeowners insurance, and I wanted to just read it off to you. Because you may not know that, and this applies to everyone here who owns a home. Lawsuits against you stemming from incidents that don't occur on your property, those also are also covered. So a lot of people don't know that. You get in a fight outside of your home, you can also use your homeowner's insurance for that. If you have something stolen, and it's outside of your home, you have something stolen in a hotel room outside of the country, that also can be on your homeowner's insurance. I didn't know that. And also, if you're required to do any upgrades to your house as part of a city ordinance, you can also put that under your homeowners.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, and also landscape gets destroyed, they'll also cover part of that as well. So I thought that was a couple interesting things. Going on the same subject of, God forbid something happens to your home, or even worse, what happened in Northern California where people died. Then you have the other challenge of, okay, the person who died, you know, what did they have? Where was their stuff? And I spoke about this a couple months ago. One thing a lot of people don't do is they don't really have any way to plan for when they pass. So I have these planning guides because as people get older, they can't forget stuff, or if there's a fire, they don't know where their stuff is. People can write down where their stuff is, and if something happens to them, they'll find it. But the only problem with this, if there's a fire, is what? That's burning too. So there's a digital version. And I also use a program called eMoney, which I know Ron is a big fan of, that digitizes your assets. So we did bring a bunch of these today. We do have the written version as well as the digital ones.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a little UVS thing you plug in there.
Oh, I love that.
And it really where I advise clients on these is if you have anybody who's older in your family, make sure that they fill one of these out, because it's so stressful on the family when they pass it. They can't find the jewelry collection. They can't find where, you know, they just can't find their stuff, insurance policies, etc. Lastly, for anybody who has kids as well, we also brought a couple pieces on that. And I also have some tips for business owners. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you.
When you're talking about some of these different programs that Chris is doing there, one thing that a lot of people don't want to ever talk about or think about, end-of-life planning. And one of the things to remember with end-of-life planning is that's actually a gift. If you're doing it when everybody's healthy, it's a gift to your family when something does happen, because your family's grieving, and if that conversation has already been done, if that's already planned out, if everyone knows is on the same page, it's actually an early gift for people.
It's a Siegel family trait, man. Thanks, Ron. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for being here. Hey, with that, we do have business to attend to. The life goes on. Anybody have properties they want to tell us about? I know there's this young lady here has one for us.
Morning, everybody. I'm Jewel, Coldwell Banker in Loma Linda. I have got a listing in Loma Linda. It's 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, 3,200 square feet, pool, spa, outdoor kitchen, 4-car garage. It's got